Hello, friends. We didn't get a chance to say it on the episode because we recorded this earlier in the week, but we did get a new patron and a new crew member to replace our lost navigator. His name is Ray Raster. It says here in his description he's a CRT television repair pony. He may not be able to replace your lost navigator, but might be of use to get your waterlogged TV up and running again. Thank you. We desperately needed that because we've been watching through the static and through the grain. The TV looks bad. It's not good. So you're fixing it, and that's welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Hey everybody, we're back on our poop deck. Still crapping and still
shitting.
Still shitting. And today it's a daring do. What was this one called?
Daring Done. As in, I'm done with Daring Do.
Oh, I sure hope so. I sure hope that they stick with that.
So it starts off. Pinky is reading a newspaper to Rainbow Dash, and it says AK Yearling is retiring from being an author, and Rainbow Dash is like, well, no. I love books. That's what I like. I like those books. That's me. I'm Rainbow Dash. They remember that episode where I was reading? Boy golly howdy, do I love that book series. I'm gonna go kill her. And they go to get her to make more books. And it turns out she's actually retiring, and then Rainbow Dash says no.
Yeah, she's retiring, she's giving up in shame and disgrace. When are they going to do the misery episode where it's just Rainbow Dash tying up AK Yearling and breaking her legs and stuff and forcing her to write? That's what this episode should have been, because she was trying to quit writing the books. This should have just been a misery episode where she kidnaps AK Yearling and becomes a crazed lunatic. And then at the end, she could have learned a lesson about letting go and respecting other people's right to end their book series or something. And that would have been a way more sensible episode than this nonsense, which I don't think had a purpose or a point, except that it's daring do again.
There was lots of things in the plot that didn't make any sense by the end. I was like, no, stop it. And there is, like, you could have easily done something about, like, AK Yearling is old, she's tired of adventuring, and thus she doesn't have any more material for books. And Rainbow Dash is like, no, you've got to do it. And then it's like, no, Rainbow Dash, you should write books. Oh, it could have been something like that, passing the torch.
Yeah, that would have been so much better if, like, Rainbow Dash takes up the mantle and starts writing, like, daring do books about her own adventures, because she's having more adventures, I have to assume, than AK Yearling is.
Yeah, instead it's just another daring do episode with some pony lore. I think there was just, like, an idea generally among the staff to, like, add pony lore everywhere, because there's a lot of it.
Yeah.
Like, we had the yaks earlier. Like, I don't really care about all that. It's fine.
Yeah, once you get, like, beyond Equestria, it kind of stops mattering. I sort of lose interest in all, like, the bordering countries.
Yeah, like, the map that came up, I forget when that came up, but, like, the cutie mark flashes, and you've got to go save a friendship problem in another place. And it's just, I don't know what the point is, really. I guess they're tired of Ponyville, but, like, you can do stuff in the forest.
Yeah, they did that, like, nearby. In the movie too, when it's like, these people are coming from this, like, across the sea, and it's like, how big is this world all of a sudden? Like,
yeah,
it made sense when it was just Equestria and Celestia was raising the sun every morning, but, like, is that meant to imply that, like, who raises the sun across the sea somewhere else? The world's too big. It makes me mad. This is not even, like, a real complaint, by the way. I'm just talking. I don't actually care about what I'm saying right now.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, there's nothing to this episode. There's no, like, central point.
Yeah.
The just kind of a meandering, it's just
nothing adventure with no point. You know what else they could have done?
What?
That I'm just not realizing? They could have done a thing where, like, Rainbow Dash is trying to push AK Yearling into an adventure, and her efforts to create an adventure create some catastrophe and mess up people's days, and then at the end she learns like some Jedi lesson, like adventure excitement. A Jedi craves not these things. Like, you shouldn't be trying to force, There's so many different stories they could have went with this premise.
Yeah.
And they did none of them.
Well, yeah, the thing in this story that's actually the story is that Daring Do has been getting some bad press from down in the sandy areas. And she feels bad about it, and so she's gonna quit. And then Rainbow Dash says, "No, they love you. Let's go and prove it to you." And then they go down there, and it's not true. I mean, it is true that people don't like her, but it's because of rumors. And it's got nothing to do with like anything about Daring Do as a character. It's just believe that rumors aren't true and go and find the truth is the point, which is like really kind of nothing.
Yeah, and kind of dumb, because like at the end, Rainbow Dash just sets everyone straight, like, no, this is what really happened, and it's like, it's not that simple in real life.
Yeah.
If only it were that simple to get people to understand the truth and not believe rumors and lies and gossip. But
yeah, and
it's an unhelpful moral because it's totally detached from how people really are. Yeah,
and there's like this whole like weird hope message that was being put, like that the flashback with the Shalandralaria whatever pony Egyptian princess thing, which was animated pretty interestingly, although it got a bit annoying at points, about her defeating the Sphinx by having hope. And they say hope a lot in the episode. Yeah,
hope is such a weird crutch for writers. It's like it's its own Deus Ex Machina. So often when you watch anything, you just see some lazy cop-out where they're like, they had hope. It was the power of hope.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a real thing. Stop it.
It's especially terrible in this because, like, that is the point. The theme of the episode is hope. This pony from the past had hope that she could do it, and it turns out she could. And, that one point where they can't fly in the pyramid, and it's like, we gotta make a jump. And they look down and they see that it's just green slime that's going to kill them, and they're like, well, I better jump.
That was so stupid.
And then they find that, oh wait, they didn't look closely enough, there's jet streams, like in a video game, and they get blasted across.
Yeah, well, like, first of all, Daring Do is a Pegasus, so they had to, like, put in some throwaway line by the bad guy where he was like, oh, by the way, you can't just fly across, it doesn't work in here, no flying in here. And it's like, why? That's a very specific, like, magic spell. It's pretty convenient.
Yeah, because the story from earlier, the Sphinx cast a spell saying, "Hi, you can't fly. You can't do it. You gotta do it blindfolded as well." And the princess like, "Oh shit, I can't fly."
Oh yeah,
how
she
convenient.
Was she blindfolded in the story? Because they weren't blindfolded. Daring Do and Pinky weren't blindfolded. They could have just looked down and saw that jumping would have been fine.
Yeah, but I think she had a bridge in the story or something. So
right.
She's just walking over a rickety bridge with blindfolded. But she had
maybe
hope
it does
she could
make
make
sense that I'm
across.
just stupid, but maybe I'm too stupid for how deep this episode was. But I don't know.
It makes sense. It's just like really. It's really not like. It's really bland, boring writing. Like, oh, in order to have this be tense, the Sphinx magic that made it so that you can't fly is real, and it's still here millions of years later or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like, whatever.
And also, Daring Do herself, I mean, doesn't make any sense. I know this is... Other people have complained about this before in previous Daring Do episodes. I don't know if I've ever said it, but I'll also agree to those complaints. Like, Daring Do makes no sense because she's a palette swap of Rainbow Dash. She looks just like her. And in the first episode, you could sort of go, well, yeah, that makes sense because Rainbow Dash is reading a novel and she's putting herself as the character. That's why her design looks just like Rainbow Dash. But then you see her, and she's a real person who just happens to look identical to Rainbow Dash.
Yeah, it's silly. Although I think in the original episode, Daring Do is on the cover of the book, so it's like that's her canon look anyway.
Yeah, I guess. It's still
But yeah,
me.
I remember that the reason I got into making My Little Pony reviews was because people were arguing about this Daring Do shit.
Was
in
it?
Season
Was
4.
that? Wait, did I just say a thing that you already said was a stupid thing to say previously?
I can't remember because it's been so long, but I think people were saying Daring Do doesn't work because of this and that, and how could it be real? And I was like, shut up, it's fine, here's why.
Well, I guess I've become part of the problem.
The part of the 2013 problem.
I've been ingesting salt water for so long that I've just become one of them.
One of them
complaining about
ponies.
dumb bullshit that doesn't matter.
I mean, I'm doing that too. But this episode is full of a dumb bullshit. Like if you like Egyptian stuff, then and like, oh, look at the vistas and the background. It's like, oh, isn't that nice? Then you can be like, it's fine. But with the lack of like anything interesting, like to build on with the Daring Do character, because she's been in like 3 episodes as a real person now, and the last 2 were basically the same, and this one is also the same. It's just do it, just do it. It's good to be an adventurer and to win.
Yeah, they definitely missed a chance to tell a more substantial or meaningful story, and they missed a chance to create some kind of lasting change to the status quo, like we said, passing the torch of writing the novels to Rainbow Dash, or having Rainbow Dash learn some kind of lesson, or having anyone learn any kind of rational, coherent lesson. They missed a lot of opportunities, and this episode was just kind of worthless.
Yeah, I wrote down in my notes here, Cavaleron at the end, he's sort of like, he was trying to steal gems and he blamed it on Daring Do to get away with it. And Daring Do is like, oh no, but then they find out the truth, that he was behind it all along. But the only reason they find out the truth is because they just say it to him, you stole it! And you know, he has like a sack of gems that wasn't tied, and like they just bump into what is henchman, and the sack opens and spills all over the floor. Now, first of all, tie up the bag better, so that doesn't happen. But second of all, what he does is they say, you know, you framed Daring Do for all of this stuff. And he says, of course I did. And then he gets surprised when people run him out of town right afterwards. Like he didn't just admit in front of everybody that was his plan. It's just stupid. He could have just denied it. An idiot.
What a fucking idiot. Please join our crew. Everyone give us money. We need it.
We need green emerald stones. Do you dare join the crew?
I do. We got framed, people. We got framed for stealing gems from a town. We didn't do it. It was someone else, and now we need your support to go on a journey and find the people who really did it, so that we can clear our names. The lore is more lore. Every episode we're learning something new about why we're on this ridiculous expedition.
It's so full of the many vistas. Maybe I could draw a different background. Maybe I could draw like, oh, we're in a different place now. We're looking for ship parts to fix the ship. We're in Daring Do land. Actually, it's too much work. Forget it. Don't ever imply that I will do that.
Maybe if you give us enough money, every time you pass a certain threshold of enough money that we are given, then maybe you might see some new artwork.
Yeah. I'll draw cool stuff if there's people in the crew to draw. That's what the drawings are for.
You can be in that crew. It's a real sweet gig. You get to be on the ship with us, be One of our best friends.
You be on our adventure when we're done with the show eventually, because My Little Pony is ending in like a season or something. Where eventually we'll have nothing else to talk about, and then you will have been immortalized in the adventure of us trying to find stuff.
Immortalized. It'll go in a museum. It's really important. This is the most important thing in all of history.
They're gonna make 7 Brony documentaries about just us. Alright.
You thought the world had enough Brony documentaries? Well, you were wrong. There's still 7 more to go, and they're all us. Okay, give us money. We're sorry for wasting your time.
Yes. Cool. Excellent.